Good morning and welcome to Fort Lee for today's matchup between the visiting Westwood Cardinals and the Waldwick Warriors. Now for today's starting lineups, first for the Cardinals. Number 2, Joe Ciritelli. Number 3, RJ Anacini. Number 4, Michael Rinaldi. Number 12, Sean Morrison. And number 14, Jack Walsh. Head coach, Rob Karsich. And now, the starting lineup for the Warriors. Number 3, Max Chiazzo. Number 5, Andrew Del Rey. Number 12, Connor Tarrant. Number 15, Connor Casper Rowitz. And number 30, Axel Del Silva. Head coach, Eddie Renta. Good luck to all the players.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome here from East Gymnasium in the campus of Fort Lee High School, the setting for the 2025 Last Chance Showcase. Game number 1 of a six-game marathon. It's going to feel like 6 days by the end of this evening, as our first game is going to be a featured matchup between Westwood, the Cardinals 4-7 on the season, and the Waldwick Warriors 9-5. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Long. So glad that you could join us here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. So this is the event that now Fort Lee has been hosting the last couple of seasons that gives teams maybe one last chance to show off in front of the committee that's seeding the Bergen County Jamboree. Also for some teams that aren't going to be really a factor in making the Jamboree, it's still just going to help in terms of their overall push for the postseason in the state playoffs. Westwood in the black, Waldwick in the white, and the opening tip is won by Westwood. Led by head coach Rob Karsich. Cardinals looking for the elbow jumper, no good, trying to crash the offensive boards. And it'll carry him out in place. Anacini will track it down. 4-7 on the season. Trying to snap a 5-game losing streak on the year. Westwood has been active in the early goings here in the offensive glass. Countless number of opportunities, but unable to get it to drop. And now Waldwick secures possession. Eddie Renzio is the head coach of Waldwick, as his Warriors side 9-5 on the season commit a turnover to start off this morning's festivities. Waldwick is led by one of the most lethal scorers and prolific scorers in New Jersey, and Andrew Del Rey, number 5. We'll see him here today, and that penetrating move inside by Joe Ciritelli. Ciritelli opens up the scoring, first 2 points of the game for either side. Here's Del Rey. As I mentioned, one of the most prolific scorers in all of the Garden State, Andrew Del Rey with his 52nd made 3 of the season. And Waldwick has taken a 3-2 lead. Good ball movement here by the Cardinals. Trying to pass it down low, turning around, but then getting called for the travel inside was Rinaldi. And possession will go back over to Waldwick. Out of the NJIC, they lead the NJIC Patriot Division with a 6-1 divisional mark, 9-5 overall record. Last meeting between these two sides came in 2020. Westwood won 68-48 on the road at Waldwick. Del Rey again, immediate trigger. He sets himself and he fires it up. He's trying to draw the contact as well. It's going to be a foul whistled against Westwood on the floor. As that foul will go against Ciritelli, his first, team's first, and the first foul for either team to start off this first quarter. Give and go on the baseline. Waldwick missing the bunny inside, trying to follow it up again. Inside was Axel De Silva, number 30. And he will elicit another whistle call against Westwood on this possession. That foul will go against Jack Walsh, number 14 for Walsh. That is his first, team second of the quarter. Waldwick, a team that averages just under 58 points per game this season. Kicked around and leads to a turnover the other way. Westwood in transition. RJ Anticini, the one who had picked up the possession. Last touch out of bounds off of Saratelli. And possession will go back over for Waldwick. Waldwick looking for their first win against Westwood since 2013. When they won in a very low-scoring affair, 34-33. Into the corner. Inside with some contact, but the referees let them play on, and Connor Terrence will feast inside. 5 unanswered points for Waldwick. They take a 5-2 advantage. Around the perimeter it goes to Morrison. That is stolen away. De Silva trying to get it up the floor to Del Rey. And dives on the floor, jump ball, and possession arrow will keep it on this end for Waldwick. Waldwick trying to stay in the running for one of those top 4 seeds. Right now with power points, they would be a top 4 seed in North 1 Group 1. And with that would come a couple of home games. A win against Westwood today would really help matters. Again, a couple weeks away from the playoff cutoff. And there is a possibility if Waldwick wins here today to gain entry into the Bergen County Jamboree. Here's a 3 from top of the key, no good that time by Max Caiazzo. Westwood thought about the 3 with Anticini, but his pass was intercepted after he was trying to feed a teammate on the baseline. Del Rey in transition with the floater finish. Del Rey with 5 of Waldwick's 7 to start off this game. Again, he averages 29 points per game. Over 1,200 career points for the 5'7" junior guard. Foul's going to be called against Waldwick, and that will send Westwood to the foul line with Michael Rinaldi. Rinaldi knocks down the first. Foul went against De Silva. That was his first and also Waldwick's team first here in the first quarter. So Rinaldi caps off both those foul shot opportunities, knocking down a pair. 7-4 lead. Waldwick on top after it was a 7-0 run in that game before those 2 foul shots. A nice move again on the baseline, that time by Connor Kasparowicz. Kasparowicz getting that bucket to fall. He averages around 4 points per game. Straight away 3, top of the key, no good. Kasparowicz with the rebound after the layup as well. Kasparowicz sets and fires in the corner. He's gone on a 5-0 run of his own. So he's in the middle of it. He had a couple of buckets as well as a defensive rebound. And it's going to be a timeout taken by Westwood as Waldwick has now grown its lead to an 8-point margin, 12-4 with 3:21 left to go here in the first quarter of action. Again, as you're watching this broadcast coverage, courtesy of the Fort Lee Athletic Department of this 2025 Last Chance Showcase. Connor Kasparowicz with 5, Andrew Del Rey with 5. Those 2 Warrior players have accounted for 10 of their team's 12 points here in the first quarter of action. Westwood having troubles offensively, and those troubles continue with the cross-court pass that ends up in the stands for a turnover. Possession will go back over to Waldwick with just over 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter of action. Del Rey, who has the ball now, finished second in New Jersey last year with 100 three-pointers made. Here he goes, sets and fires, halfway in and out. It was halfway down for Del Rey. Rebounded by Westwood. Cardinal, great ball movement underneath, leads to the find inside and the finish by Jack Walsh. That was exquisite as it didn't even hit the floor with those quick bullet passes. Another look from the corner, no good. Kasparowicz was looking for his second three in as many opportunities. 12-6 lead for Waldwick here in the first quarter of game number 1 of a 6-day basketball bonanza here from East Gym at Fort Lee. Foul line jumper, no good. And there's a tie-up, and possession arrow is going to stay here with Westwood. As there was a tie-up between Seratelli and Kasparowicz, and possession arrow favored Westwood. Worked around the horn. Here's a set and fire three, knocked in stride by R.J. Anacini. Anacini with the first three of the game for Westwood. Now Westwood starting to grow in confidence here. Trying to go back-to-back triples, no good. They've been feasting on the offensive boards. There's Anacini again from deep, no good. Another offensive rebound for Connor Reedy. But then eventually he's called for steps. 12-9 lead for Waldwick as Westwood starting to pull closer and closer, having gone on a 5-0 run since that timeout for Coach Karsich. Good ball movement. Sparowitz into the corner, down low, give and go. Nice take to the rim, but the layup was no good by De Silva. Seen some great interior passing from both teams to start off today's contest. Nice move inside the lane, but the layup no good. Anacini doing a good job of hustling after that miss at the rim. Westwood has been dominating in terms of offensive rebounds so far here in the first quarter. That's kept them within striking distance. Down by only 3 with 67 seconds left to go in the first. Anacini with the inbounds. Getting it to his teammate up top. 3 by Nick Klein, no good. Another offensive rebound, though, for Westwood. They try to throw it out to a teammate, and that's going to be a turnover eventually after Klein was trying to track it down himself. R.J. Anacini is the leading scorer, sophomore for Westwood, averaging 14.7 points per game. It held only 3 points so far in this low-scoring first quarter between these two sides. 50 seconds left to go. That's going to be a jump ball, held ball by Anacini. Possession arrow will keep it on this end of the floor with Waldwick. Waldwick facing their second Big North Conference opponent this season. They defeated Dumont back on December 28th. They're hoping to have a successful ending to this one as well. Nice inbound to James Mooney, and Mooney lays it in for his first 2 points off the bench. And another turnover for Westwood. Another traveling violation. 14-9 lead now for Waldwick as we're under 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Bullet pass inside, too hot to handle. Anacini comes away with it. Looks to push the pace to Klein. Klein lays it in on the left side. Nick Klein's first 2 points for Westwood off the bench. Lead is down to 3. Del Rey with 3 different players tracking him every step of the way. Some contact. Sparowitz was trying to get it to his teammate Klein with the intercept. Here's an opportunity for Westwood to beat the buzzer, and they will. The running floater by junior Connor Reedy. And Westwood goes on a run to finish off that quarter and will trail only by one after the first 8 minutes of action. After one quarter of play, it's Waldwick 14, Westwood 13, as you're watching all the action here of the Last Chance Showcase on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back to the start of the second quarter. 14-13 lead for Waldwick as we head to the start of quarter number 2 here from East Gymnasium at Fort Lee High School. Dan Long, Renee Matisich, Dimitri Nanis, glad that he could join us here for this broadcast of the 2025 Last Chance Showcase. Game number 1, Waldwick in the white, Westwood in the black. 14-13 advantage for Waldwick, but they got sloppy there at the end of the first quarter. Westwood is Euro stepping. No good that time by Rinaldi. He's trying to give Westwood back the lead. They led early in this game 2-0, but then it was Waldwick in control. They grew their lead to as many as 8 in that first quarter, but a nice run to end the quarter by Westwood has gotten the Cardinals right back to within 1. Swarming defense there. Kasparowicz looks to go backdoor for Del Rey, but that was anticipated nicely by Westwood. Here comes Westwood the other way. Anacini giving it to his teammate Saratelli, and Saratelli drops it from deep. His first 3 of the game. It's a 5-point performance so far for Joe Saratelli in the first quarter. In the first half, I should say. Del Rey met at the rim and denied entry. Westwood with all momentum and back in front. 2-point lead. They're looking for more, as that's going to be a kick ball on the baseline. Saratelli coming off a 16-point performance in their last game of loss, 46-43 against Ramsey for Westwood. Saratelli now up to 5 points. Step back jumper to the near side, no good. Another offensive rebound. That's been a key factor in this first half. Westwood has been dominating Waldwick on the offensive glass, leading to second and third opportunities on the possessions. There's Reedy again, setting and firing and misfiring on the near side. Kasparowicz with another rebound. Waldwick attacking down the other way. De Silva getting it back up top. Here's Del Rey. Del Rey held to 5 points in the first quarter. He had the first points of the game for Waldwick, a 3, and also added another bucket, but has really not been a factor so much. Here he is getting free, setting and firing, and he gets the shooter's roll. He is so dynamic when he squares himself to the rim. He is a deadly threat every time from deep. That is his second made 3 of the game. He's got 8 to lead the way for Waldwick. Waldwick back in front by 1, 17-16. Reedy again, not hesitant. Takes the shot, no good. He's missed on his first three-point attempts. Here's Del Rey again, setting and firing, no good. He's got the green light whenever he is able to. And there's a reason why he averages 29 points per game. And now with his 2 made 3s here, has knocked in 53 threes on the season. He has more than some teams do at this point in the season. Reedy again gets that shot blocked out of bounds to the near left side. The possession will stay here with Westwood, as Reedy will come off the floor and Sean Morrison will come back in. .505 left to go in the first half. Westwood trying to retake the lead. Hook pass. Open to the near side. Anacini knocks down his second three of the first half. R.J. Anacini, who had 20 points in a loss against Fort Lee earlier this season, knocking down a pair of threes. And Waldwick will answer with a triple of their own, Max Caiazzo. Caiazzo's triple as both teams trading the lead here in the first half. Low pass gobbled up by Saratelli to save possession for Westwood. Cardinals trying to find an open shooter. Morrison with the extra pass. Here's Klein to the baseline. Kicks it out to Saratelli. Sets in, fires. Nearly banked it in. Fight for the loose ball rebound. Tarrant comes down with it. Gives it over to Del Rey. Del Rey with the defender on his left side. Crossing over to his left. Kicking it out. Kasparowicz in the corner. No good on the three. Anacini with a rebound. Anacini pushing the pace. And now he'll slow it down as his teammates come with him. Dizzying moves across the lane, finding a teammate open for three, no good. And that's going to be a foul whistled underneath against Sean Morrison, trying to box out there and crash the offensive boards. Nice work underneath by Axel Da Silva. That foul will go against Morrison of Westwood, his first, only the team's first, and only one combined foul so far between these two teams as we've crossed past the midway point of quarter number 2. It's been a cleanly played game. Three, no good. A lot of three-point attempts, not a lot falling. Anacini stops it into the corner. Morrison knew that he missed it. Tracked down his own miss. Gets it back up top to Anacini. Setting it up for Saratelli straight away. Again, both these teams loving to chuck up the threes. Not seeing a lot of mid-range games or anything down low inside the paint. Closing in on 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Here's Del Rey, out of control. That shot went wide to the rim. Anacini again, the maestro in the open floor. You can see here, keeping his head up all the way. Hook pass, finding a teammate in Klein. There's the runner across the lane and good. Nick Klein went right to the paint. Did not settle for the three, and then having an opportunity to have the floater fall. And it looks like a turnover against Waldwick as well, so it's going to be possession upcoming in the inbound for Westwood, who have retaken the lead at 21-20. 2:43 left to go in the second quarter. Westwood moving around the perimeter. Anacini feeding at the foul line. Over to Klein. Klein with 4 points off of the Westwood bench. There's the initiated contact. Nice job of hanging in the air by Rinaldi. Got the contact whistled against Waldwick, and once again, Michael Rinaldi will head to the foul line to shoot 2, where he's 2 for 2 already today. Rinaldi misfiring on that one. Last 2 losses for Westwood have come by a combined 5 points to Fort Lee and Ramsey. They feel they're snake bit, and they'd love to secure a win here as part of this last chance showcase and garner their 5th win of the season. They lead by 2. This ties their largest lead of the game. 22-20, and a turnover there for Waldwick. Gives possession back over to the Cardinals. It's going to be a timeout taken by Rob Karsich as he wants to draw something up on this offensive set. Westwood coming into this game have dropped their last 5 games on the season, but they're hoping to turn the tide here today. As we thank all of our proud sponsors of Fort Lee Bridgman Athletics for allowing us the opportunity to broadcast this 2025 Last Chance Showcase. Waldwick led by 1 after 1. Westwood has retaken the lead. They lead by 2. They're trying to look to extend this lead here as we're coming up in the final 2 minutes of the second quarter. Dan Long, so glad that he could join us on our Fort Lee Athletics broadcast here on YouTube. Shot of the corner was no good by Rinaldi. Waldwick with the loose ball rebound. Here's Del Rey. Del Rey with 8 in the half. Strong move to the rim, no good. And stripped away. De Silva tried to power his way in. And Reedy's layup gets all of the rim and eventually falls. Reedy with 4 points. He had the bucket and the floater just to beat the buzzer to end the first quarter. And doing a nice job there in transition of hanging high enough in the air and getting it all to fall. Del Rey off the back iron, no good. Again, lightning quick with his release point. Westwood enjoying their largest lead of the game now at 4. Front rimmed on that three-point attempt, rebounded inside by Tarrant. Sparowitz took his man off the dribble, went right to the rim. So finally, Waldwick not unleashing an opportunity from the outside, instead just took it right to the rim. And Kasparowicz now with 7 points in the first half for Waldwick have brought the Warriors back to within 2. 24-22. Inside the lane, getting it back up top. Here's another heave from 3, and that's a little too far out. Rinaldi was trying to save it to his teammate, but it ventured out of bounds after Anacini's initial shot attempt, again, was off the mark. 45 seconds left to go in the second. 24-22, lead for Westwood as we're closing in at the end of the first half of play. This is the first of 6 games here today, as Westwood taking on Waldwick in game number 1. Second game will feature Fort Lee playing host to Fairlawn, who have just checked into East Gymnasium, getting set for game number 2. And we'll be covering each and every one of the 6 games here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Worked around to Del Rey. It's going to be a foul whistled against Westwood. Again, neither team in foul difficulty at all in this first half of play. Haven't seen a lot of fouls, and certainly not a lot of fouls in this second quarter. Only 2 team fouls against Westwood, only 1 against Waldwick. So it's going to be another foul whistled, as Westwood has the fouls to give. 13.3 seconds left to go. They've got 1 more foul to give. Waldwick inbounds it, coming up in the final 10 seconds of the half. Looking for Del Rey. Reedy shadowing him. Now look, 3 different players going against Del Rey. He still forced up the shot, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch off of Waldwick. So those are the adjustments that Waldwick's going to have to make at the half. Westwood certainly has the scouting report. They know that Del Rey is the man to watch and the prolific scorer. And they throw a ton of bodies at him throughout the course of this first half. So at the break, it's Westwood on top of Waldwick by a score of 24-22. Stick around as we'll be back for the start of the second half of play as you're watching exclusive broadcast coverage of the 2025 Last Chance Showcase here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody, to East Gymnasium, where we're moments away from the resumption of play in the start of the second half. Westwood on top of Waldwick by a score of 24-22. Waldwick led for the majority of that first quarter of play. Their lead that had been as large as 8 was shrunk to only 1 after the first 8 minutes of play. They led Westwood 14-13, and then were outscored by the Cardinals 11-8 in that second quarter, which explains why we are currently at a 24-22 lead for Westwood. Taking a look at the stats from the first half of play, Westwood led by R.J. Anacini's game-high 6 points on a pair of three-pointers in that first half. Joe Saratelli chipped in 5 points as well. Waldwick led by Andrew Del Rey's 8 points. Knocked down a pair of threes, add to a staggering total of 53 triples on the season. Connor Kasparowicz also chipped in 7 points for Waldwick in that first half of play. So about to get back to the action. Waldwick in the white, Westwood in the black. As we start the second half of action, Waldwick with a chance here with a win. Could punch their ticket to play in the Bergen County Jamboree this season. Westwood would not be eligible. They're a sub-500 team, but this would help them potentially in looking at power points for the state playoff run. That shot on the baseline, no good by Caiazzo. Westwood would be 15th right now and in the playoffs in North 1 Group 2 coming into today's play. This win would give them more power points and a little more breathing room when it comes to the postseason. Top 16 teams in each section make the playoffs. Waldwick sets and fires in transition, rattled in and out. The three ball does not fall for Caiazzo. Waldwick knocked in 4 threes in the first half. Westwood with 3, and now there's their 4th 3 of the game. Connor Reedy. He's added now 7 points off of the Westwood bench. He's been outstanding as a defensive player all over Del Rey, and now getting it done offensively as well. Largest lead of the game, 5 here for Westwood, and Kasparowicz from the corner knocks down the triple. Kasparowicz now with a team-high 10 points for Waldwick. Have pulled the Warriors back to within 2. And Westwood try to answer with a corner 3 of their own. No good this time for Rinaldi. Here's Andrew Del Rey. Tried to feed that pass to his teammate down the middle of the floor, but it was telegraphed and intercepted. Give and go to Klein inside. Beautiful, unselfish basketball all morning long on display here for Westwood. Extra passes, finding better shots for their teammates. Klein was 6 points off the bench. So Klein and Reedy getting the start here in the second half for Coach Karsich. And Westwood, Anacini with a steal. Anacini trying to go coast to coast and does with the left-hand layup. Anacini now with 8 points in this game for Westwood. And the lead is 6, 31-25. Waldwick trying to feed down low. Nice catch there as the defense was gambling, and Axel Da Silva lays it in for his 2 points, first 2 points of the game. 31-27, 4-point lead for Westwood. Again, trying to snap a 5-game losing streak on the season. They've been snake bit in their last couple of games, losing their last 2 games by combined 5 points. Nice lay-in inside for Westwood. Into the corner, and that's going to be dribbled on the baseline, out of bounds. Another turnover there for Waldwick. Westwood starting to get an idea of how to attack this defense for Waldwick. Here's the baseline floater, no good. Da Silva with the rebound. Westwood looking much more comfortable than they did in the entire first quarter. And how about that take coast to coast by Andrew Del Rey? Blazing speed to beat the defense down the floor. The hoop and the harm, and a chance at a traditional three-point play for number 5. This season, Andrew Del Rey had a mind-blowing 50-point performance in a win against Midland Park on January 13th. In that win, Del Rey knocked down 7 threes. He knocks in the foul shot. That was the first foul shot of the game for Waldwick. And that pulls the Warriors back to within 3, 33-30. Del Rey now with 11 points for Waldwick. There's a pass, cross court, stolen away by De Silva. Del Rey giving it back to De Silva. And now Waldwick's gone on a run here. A 5-0 spurt to pull back to within 1, 33-32. Westwood gets the corner jumper, the elbow no good. Tipped around and had an opportunity inside, but Rinaldi couldn't get it to go. Anacini no good. Another offensive rebound for the Cardinals. And a foul's going to be whistled on the floor against Waldwick after Saratelli was trying to whip that pass around the perimeter. Westwood just punishing Waldwick on the offensive glass this entire game so far. Waldwick's been making the initial stops, but then second and third opportunities. Anacini left it behind. Waldwick with a chance to retake the lead. They've trailed by as many as 6. Here's Del Rey from deep, no good. Air ball hit the net, did not go through the net. Now transition 3 for Westwood. And a big swing there as Saratelli knocks in the triple. And that's going to be a blocking foul against Joe Saratelli after he was trying to set himself and take a charge. They're going to say a foul is on the floor, not in the act of shooting. For Saratelli, that will be his second personal foul. Team's second foul as well. 36-32, the lead now for Westwood with 3:37 left to go in the third quarter. Westwood is led by as many as 6 in this game. Waldwick led by as many as 8 in the first quarter. There's a breakdown, and it leads to the easy bucket and the and one opportunity. Connor Torrance just took it right to the rim, and he had a Westwood defender draped on his backside and pulled him. Torrance completes the three-point play. That foul went against Morrison. That was his second personal foul. He'll sub out. And once again, the Westwood lead has been trimmed down to a single point, 36-35, with under 3.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, Renee Manisic, glad you could join us on our broadcast coverage of this 2025 Last Chance Showcase. First of 6 games here today from East Gymnasium at Fort Lee. Del Rey, that's a heat check. Again, he has unlimited range, so he's going to have the green light whenever he feels he can best get off a shot. No shot is a bad shot for Waldwick's sharpshooter. Saratelli from deep. Both teams are really launching up the threes and launching them from well behind the three-point arc. Here's Del Rey in the open floor, getting it to Caiazzo. Halfway down and in and out, no good. He's been unlucky a couple of times here in the third quarter. Caiazzo thought he was going to have that one drop and give Waldwick back the lead. And Anacini picks up his dribble. Dumped down low. Westwood's been effective when they've been able to do the floater finishes, but when they've been settling for threes, that's when they've gotten into these scoring droughts. Saratelli picked the pocket, rushed the shot, but fouls it up again with the left-hand layup. And that's going to signal the timeout on the floor as Westwood recaptures a 3-point margin as we're closing in near the end of quarter number 3. Joe Saratelli has come alive here in the third quarter, scoring 7 of his 12 points for Westwood here in this third quarter of play. Good game to start off today's marathon of basketball. 38-35 Westwood on top of Waldwick. Westwood in the black, Waldwick in the white and blue. Del Rey getting it over Kasparowicz. Top to De Silva. Up top, Caiazzo. Trying to find Kasparowicz, cutting her along the top. Head and shoulder fake, but that's going to be a traveling violation after he shuffled his feet as well, trying to get the defender to fly by him. Good defensive possession there for Westwood. And the Cardinals will take over on offense with under 2 minutes left to go in the second. They led 24-22 at the break. Saratelli in the corner. Tipped around, no good. Here's the breakout the other way for Del Rey. Whipped pass, Kasparowicz. A little gun shy here in the corner right in front of our broadcast vantage point. Kasparowicz looking to dump that one down inside. Torrent up top, Kasparowicz. Shot doesn't go. Rebounded inside by Rinaldi. Gives it over to Anacini. Again, Westwood has been settling for threes for the majority of this game. When they penetrate inside and they get closer looks, they've been more effective offensively. The zone has been tempting them to shoot from the outside, and they've only been able to knock in a couple here today from deep. As that's deflected, last touch out of bounds off of Waldwick. Westwood is connected on 5 threes in this game. Reedy has one of them. No good. Trying to crash the offensive boards was Jack Walsh. He does, gets it over. Saratelli going for 3, and it's going to be an over-the-back foul against Westwood. Reedy picked up the foul. That is his second, team's fourth, so no more fouls to give for Westwood in this quarter. Any subsequent Cardinal foul will send Waldwick to the foul line. Warriors have only committed 1 foul of their own. Here's Del Rey. Pulls up. No good. He was chased off the three-point line, and it's going to be a jump ball whistled and possession arrow given over to Westwood. So the Cardinals will get it back with 26.3 seconds left to go in the quarter. See if Westwood decides to hold for a final shot, and they won't get that option because it's turned over. Del Rey had the thievery. He's out of control. He throws it away himself. Now Westwood, can they get down the floor in time? They had it deflect out of bounds last touch as the time expired. So Westwood will increase their 2-point halftime lead to a 3-point margin as we head to the start of the fourth quarter play. Westwood on top of Waldwick by a score of 38-35. And we thank all of the proud sponsors on your screen for helping us bring the sights and sounds of the Last Chance Showcase to you. Welcome back, everybody, to East Gym here at Fort Lee. 38-35 lead for Westwood as we head to the start of the fourth quarter of play. I'm Dan Long on the call for this and 5 other games that'll follow us here today. It's part of the 2025 Last Chance Showcase. The incredible Andrew Del Rey is dribbling it up right now. 11 points in this game. Not on his same pace that he normally does. He averages 29 points per game this season. Down to the NJIC. Been held to 11 so far. Turnover for Waldwick to start off the fourth quarter gives possession back over to Westwood. Cross-court pass, Anacini. Klein. Elbow jumper is good. Jack Walsh, the second made field goal. He's got 4. Westwood back in front by 5. They've led by as many as 6 in this game. Kasparowicz leaving it off to Da Silva. Defense rotating around. Good defensive effort so far in this game for Westwood, a team that allows less than 48 points per game to their opponents. Worked around, and there's a shot, a much-needed shot at that for Caiazzo. Gets it a drop. He's got 5. 40-37 lead for Westwood. So field goals for both teams out of the gate to start off the fourth quarter. Westwood in the black, Waldwick defending in the white and blue. Again, good ball movement here. That's what you do to beat the zone. Saratelli's shot no good, though. Kasparowicz with a rebound. Hands it off to Del Rey. Under 6.5 minutes left to go in regulation. Kasparowicz has had a nice game. Connor with 10 points for Waldwick. Second leading scorer in this game behind Del Rey. Del Rey trying to initiate the contact and does with a blocking foul on the baseline against Westwood. And Cheney getting called for the foul, his second. Team's first of the fourth quarter. Kasparowicz in the corner for 3. That is Kasparawicz's third made 3 of the game. He's got 13, and he's deadlocked the score at 40 all. First time that Waldwick has come all the way back to tie this up since the second quarter. And that's a reach-in foul against Torrance. Torrance' second personal foul, team's first for Waldwick here in the fourth. Timeout's going to be taken by Waldwick. So they want to talk things over. This game tied up at 40-40 here in the opening stages of the fourth quarter of play. Again, we will be broadcasting each and every game here from the Last Chance Showcase. Game number 2 will feature the home team in Fort Lee, playing host to the Fairlawn Cutters. What should be a good matchup. Fairlawn 7-5 on the season. Fort Lee 7-8. And have been victims of some heartbreaking losses, especially here at home this year. So the Bridgemen are going to be hoping to garner a big win as they're going to be trying to get into the playoff picture. And North 2 Group 3, while Fairlawn looking strong this year. One of the top 6 teams right now when it comes to power points in North 1 Group 4. They want to continue a great play this season and maybe put themselves into position for a couple of home games when it comes time for the state playoffs. So that's coming up in game number 2, Fairlawn taking on Fort Lee. If you're just joining us, Waldwick opened up a 12-4 lead early in the game in the first quarter. Westwood went on a run to pull to within 1 after 1, then took the lead. Heading into the second half, Westwood is led by as many as 6 in this game, and Waldwick has battled its way back, as the Warriors have been known to do, looking for their 10th win of the season. Del Rey got his shot blocked away. He was going for the 3. Good, clean rejection. And Cheney kicking out into the corner. Open 3. Got it! Connor Reedy. His second made 3 of the game. He's got 10 off of the Westwood bench. Again, Reedy has been the one called on to shadow this man every step of the way in this game. Caiazzo couldn't get it to go. Torrens tips it out to himself. Kasparowicz off balance, feeding it down low to Da Silva. Second opportunities, thanks to the offensive rebound by Torrens, have now given new life to Waldwick in this game. They've now started to attack the offensive glass. Worked around Ancini. Around the host of defensive trees in front of him. Spin move, wild shot, and they're going to say that is going to be a foul against Waldwick underneath. So the foul was going against Waldwick that time. And Saratelli knocks in the foul shot. He's got 13 in the game. Foul went against Kasparowicz, his second. For the Warriors, their second team foul as well. And Saratelli, smooth shooter at the line. He's got 14 as the leading scorer for Westwood. Cardinals back in front by 3, 45-42. So we're closing in on the midway point to the fourth quarter. And a bump foul there against Westwood. Ancini now will pick up his third personal foul. So RJ Ancini with a couple of fouls against him here in the fourth quarter. Each team now with 2 fouls apiece. So a couple more fouls to give before foul shots will be taken. Da Silva. Top of the key, Kasparowicz, he's gotten 3 threes in this game. Torrens looming large inside, his putback no good. Rebound underneath by Saratelli, comes out of the pack with it. Westwood trying to break a 5-game losing streak on the season. They've had a couple of nail-biting losses in the last 2 games. Trying to finish a close game off in the win column here today. Ancini across the lane. Reedy handing it off back to his point guard. Had a season-high 26 points, 9 assists, Ancini did against West Milford. Inside, nice bank shot by Rinaldi. Rinaldi with 5 points for Westwood, and the lead grows back to 5, 47-42. Into the corner for Waldwick. Deflected, last touch off of Caiazzo, and out of bounds off of Waldwick. So now it's possession for Westwood, leading by 5 as we come up on the final 3 minutes of regulation. Westwood 4-7 on the season, looking to finish off a win here at a neutral site, last chance showcase. While they may not be gaining entry into the Bergen County Jamboree, this could be enormous for their state playoff hopes. Again, coming into today, they were 15th in North 1 Group 2 power points. Top 16 make the playoffs. Reedy's 3, no good. Tipped around, and the rebound's finally brought down by Del Rey. Andrew Del Rey is yet to score here in the fourth quarter. Can his teammates help him out? All the attention being paid to number 5. And it's going to be a moving screen violation against Waldwick. Torrens, the big man inside, picking up his 3rd personal foul in the process. Time starting to become a factor here for Waldwick, down by 5. 2:20 and counting left to go in the fourth quarter. Nice crossover move there by Ancini, went right to the rim. A lot of contact, but no foul. Clean rejection there for Waldwick. Can they use that momentum on offense? No. Torrens, another offensive rebound inside, and he muscles his way back up and in. Timeout taken. Waldwick starting to attack the glass with their big man, the senior forward, Connor Torrens. He's got 7, and it's back to a 1-possession game at 47-44. Waldwick led in the first quarter. Tied it up at 40 all here in the fourth. And now are trying to fight their way back. Again, This is their second matchup of the season against a team from the Big North. They defeated Dumont 64-61 in their lone other appearance against a Big North opponent on December 28th as part of the Herb Cohen Holiday Tournament. NJIC, conference of smaller schools. We'll see a couple of them here today. Westwood inbounding it, just getting into the hands of Saratelli. Saratelli trying to go right to the rim. Got it blocked, but there was a body before the clean rejection by Torrance. So there was a push call by the official. No real protests by Coach Renzio for Waldwick. So that sends Saratelli to the foul line where he's 2 for 2 today. And there's the broadcaster jinx. 1:54 left to go in regulation. Westwood leading by 3. Saratelli missing on a pair after he was a perfect 2 for 2 coming into that stretch. Waldwick gets the misses it desperately needed. Here's Del Rey. Was hanging up in the air, was trying to drop it off to his teammate for the easy layup, but again, the foul was called before the layup could count. All things considered, that's a great foul. Saratelli picked up the foul, his third, team's third. And Waldwick has to call a timeout here with 1:41 left to go in regulation. So they want to run this set correctly and see what they could do here. They don't need to have the 3, but certainly they're a team that's kind of been living and dying by the 3, and today they have not been able to really knock in all that many. Only 6 total threes in this game for Waldwick, and Andrew Del Rey has knocked in only 2. He's got 53 made threes on the season. For his career, 209. Just one of the best dead-eye shooters in Bergen County. He has been held scoreless for this entire fourth quarter. You'd have to think that number 5 is going to try to take things over here with 1:41 left to go and his team down by 3. Sparowitz getting it into Del Rey. Backs it up into the corner. Hook pass up top to De Silva. Back to Del Rey, looking for an opening. You could see Westwood putting so much attention against him. Torrent passing up top to De Silva. Caiazzo looking backdoor for De Silva. Left the shot short at the rim. Rebounded by Klein, and Westwood comes out of the pack with possession and still maintaining a 3-point margin. 47-44. And Cheney handing it off to Klein. You have to think if you're Westwood, you're going to be in no rush right now. Just have to execute. Waldwick with no fouls to give. It means foul shots coming up. Beating down low, and Waldwick's going to have to foul. Precious time coming off the clock. 54.4 seconds left to go. Again, this is where it looms rather large, the fact that there is no shot clock in New Jersey high school basketball. And now Joe Saratelli trying to make amends after missing on a pair of foul shots last time. That he does in that first offering. Saratelli now 3 of 5 at the foul line. That extends the lead to a 4-point margin. Clutch foul shooting that time for Saratelli. 4 of 6 at the line here in the fourth quarter. 49-44. Del Rey. Jumper no good. Rebounded by Westwood. Saratelli again. They want to keep it in his hands. And once again, he's going to be fouled, and he will head back to the foul line to shoot 2. Del Rey picked up his first personal foul. Saratelli misfiring on that first. 16 points in the game for the junior. And he misses 2 again, so he kind of alternates, making 2, missing 2 in a row. Hope is still alive here for Waldwick, 49-44. But time is running out, and it goes through the fingers of Caiazzo out of bounds. The turnover, a costly one, will give possession back over to Westwood. 5-point margin here for the Cardinals. And that's going to be a turnover, a costly one for Westwood, as they gift possession right back over to Waldwick. Inbounder was shuffling his feet. Can't move. You have to be stationary when you're inbounding. Now 30 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Caiazzo hands it off for Del Rey. Del Rey sets and fires. Shot off the mark. Kasparowicz with the offensive rebound. Reedy reading the eyes there and had it deflect off his hands. Last touch. Out of bounds off of Westwood. 18.3 seconds left to go. Westwood in search of a much-needed win. They have last won a game on January 9th against arch-rival Riverdale. Trying to come here to Fort Lee and end their 5-game losing streak, and they will steal that inbounds and get the timeout granted to them. So possession goes back over to Westwood. Here with the timeout on the floor in the fourth quarter of play. Westwood they trailed by 1 after 1. They led by 2 after 2. They led by 3 after 3, and now they lead currently by 5 here in the fourth quarter. And again, for Westwood, they are just inside the playoff picture, sitting in the 15th spot in North 1 Group 2 power points. This would give them a little more breathing room. And Waldwick right now sitting 4th overall in the North 1 Group 1 playoff picture. Right now, they would get a couple of home games, but a loss here could put that in jeopardy. Upcoming schedules for both teams. Westwood will travel to Dumont their next time out on Tuesday night, while Waldwick is right back in action tomorrow, hitting the road to take on Cresskill. Inbound. And Cheney trying to dribble out some time, and finally he gets tracked down from behind, but not before he wasted close to 5 seconds. Kasparowicz getting called for the foul. That'll be his 4th personal. Again, double bonus time here for Westwood. You hit your foul shots, you'll win the game. And Cheney sinks that foul shot, his first foul shot attempt of the game. He's got 9 points here this morning. Second foul shot by Ancini is also good. He's got 10. 51-44. Another turnover as Del Rey lost possession. And Westwood will break their 5-game losing skid with a hard-fought 51-44 victory here at Fort Lee this morning. Westwood with a win will improve to 5-7 on the season. Waldwick with a defeat will fall to 9-6 overall. So that'll do it for our broadcast coverage of game number 1 of this 6-game event as part of the 2025 Last Chance Showcase. So for our camera operator, Renee Matisich, and our producer and director, Dimitri Nanis, I'm Dan Long saying so long here from East Gymnasium at Fort Lee High School, and thanks for watching, courtesy of our proud sponsors. Take care, everybody.